Hello everybody, hi, this is Krina. Hope you have a great day everyone. Yeah, now today for a change, right, is a bit refreshing basically to see a few of greens, right, and the total market cap of cryptocurrency increasing above 100 billion again. Yeah, so you see a sea of greens now, and Bitcoin actually has pulled back a bit. It was above 3,500 earlier. Just look at it like maybe the 7 days. So yep, it's basically so last night is even touching, as high as 3,596, almost 3,600. Now it's pulling back slightly to just below 3,500, but it has gone up from its low of the lowest of 3,200. So it's about 20% up, yeah, from its recent low, which is in December 16, yeah. So not too sure what was the reason, but it could be just, it's hitting such a low price that, some people who are really waiting to purchase, they are really think this is the time to go into the market now, right? I know for sure, Dollar Vigilante, just Jeff Barrick, he and, his subscribers, basically he tells his subscribers to actually buy at this level. So anytime his target price is basically 3,000, and he said because it's close to 3,000, he's actually asking his subscribers and of course himself, they are actually buying into the market. That could be one of the reasons, right? And people who watch his YouTube channel as well, may be following the same. So I am also one of the people who watch him closely, because he was the one who actually correctly forecasted the peak of cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, back in early 2018 as well. So just and he will only share this with his subscribers, but he's generally a nice person, and during his when he's invited to become a keynote speaker in the public conferences on cryptocurrencies, he will normally talk about his predictions as well, and when is the good time to go in and when is the peak and all that. So definitely Jeff Barrick at Dollar Vigilante is definitely someone to look, right? His Facebook account has been banned, but you can still watch him, follow him on YouTube, right? So I just want to give a big shout out, because I think he's someone worth watching as well, because just to see when is a good time to go in, and just as another reference point, right? But of course everyone must do their own due diligence and research, right? But this is just my opinion again. Yes, he's someone definitely I will follow and read on. Yeah. Okay. I think there are a lot of very important news today, right? That is really, you really have to look below the line. And basically, this is very important for the long-term fundamental value, and is use cases of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, right? First up, Blockstream boosts Bitcoin satellite service with Lightning networks. Why is this? Just very quickly, because I give you the implication and then we'll go into reading the news, right? I think, so I read the news quickly earlier, and my takeaway was basically this allows, right, because basically this allows the use of satellite, right, to just beam information, right? So that means you can transfer bits, data, right, across the world just using satellite. So you don't need internet connection. There was a lot of people were saying the only chance, right, that cryptocurrencies can go to zero, even for people who really support Bitcoin cryptocurrencies, they say there's a chance if Bitcoin cryptocurrencies can go to zero if the government shut off the internet. But with this satellite technology now, right, that's enabled by Lightning Network, they actually are able to just using satellite, right? And as long as people have satellite receiver, and it's basically, it can be just your TV satellite dish, that is enough to receive information, and because it's beamed from satellite above in the sky, so literally you can just receive. That means, right, information, that means data, right? Data, money transfers can be done globally without internet, and that is really huge. Yeah. the use cases for this, when they develop this, is really for, you know, a lot of remote countries where internet connection may not even be accessible yet, right? But at some point it will go to them. But the thing is, then, you know, you can extend this use case to beyond, right? That, you know, if one day, you know, the government really want to, you know, censor this, right? Want to ban Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, they can actually shut off the internet. But, you know, of course, then there will be a lot of downside as well. But if they so wish, then people now have an alternative to use the satellite. And that's why I see this as a really, really important piece of development, you know, for Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies as a whole. Let's just go in quickly to look at the key points, right? Bitcoin users' ability to send transactions through outer space has just been given a boost. And blockchain technology firm Blockstream announced Monday that it has extended its satellite service to the Asia-Pacific region. It also added support for Lightning Network transactions, allowing users to pay for a service using the Layer 2 scaling solution. Now, what it means is this, yeah. Okay. So the CEO was Adam Back. No, let's just continue. The company first launched Blockstream Satellite in August 2017, which is just over a year ago, which lets Bitcoin users transfer Bitcoin through leased satellites. Initially, users in Africa, Europe, and Americas were able to utilize the system. At the time, CEO Adam Back said the service was aimed at individuals with limited internet access or who otherwise face issues accessing Bitcoin. Yeah. Now, there are third-party developers that have taken an interest to build local infrastructure using the satellite service. For example, connecting it with mesh networks to make Bitcoin more accessible in emerging markets. Lightning adds privacy due to its use of onion routing and off-chain netting. And the Lightning better supports micropayments at a lower transaction cost, faster and more scalable. These are advantages of retail and web API use cases generally, and help make the satellite data API service efficient and connect it with other Bitcoin-related infrastructure. Yeah, that was this is CEO Back, was unable to share any user statistics due to the fact that Blockstream Satellite uses passive receiver technology. That means you don't even know. To use the service, users just need a small satellite dish, and a TV satellite receivers work just fine that's connected by USB to a personal computer or a piece of dedicated computer hardware, such as Raspberry Pi. Free open source software such as GNU Radio can be used for managing the connection. Recipients can receive Bitcoin data without their internet service provider being able to see the transactions. Yeah, the service itself demonstrated excellent uptime, and the network includes redundancies to ensure reliability. The system is designed to auto-recover from a 24-hour outage in user equipment by continuous retransmission of recent data as well as live data. So that's why I see it as so cool, you know. They didn't even actually go into use case which I mentioned, but can you imagine, right, where first of all, of course, it definitely can penetrate, and it can give so much freedom now, right, and access to finance, access to credit for people who are in really poor countries who doesn't even have internet access, right? But now they can, right? And of course, with smartphone being so cheap and affordable now, and with this technology that enable the transfers, you don't really need an internet anymore. Yeah. Next up is also you don't need, you know, a smartphone even. Yeah? So this is Cointext SMS cryptocurrency wallet adds support in Bangladesh, where over 90% of people don't have smartphones. So what this is basically is a cryptocurrency wallet that's able to allow people to transfer funds instantly and very low fees, but this is using Bitcoin Cash using SMS. Yeah, so very old technology, but it works, right? And again, is for people who are really, really, you know, underprivileged, right? Who don't have even smartphone or internet connection. So now they can use the old, you know, a bit dated technology, right? Then they can just use SMS, yeah? So today, Cointext.io, a cryptocurrency wallet to transact without internet, using text messages, launched its Bitcoin Cash wallet in Bangladesh. Bangladesh is a huge country, 167 million population. Of course, it's relatively poor, right? But it will work, right, for countries like this. Yeah. Bangladesh is the ideal country for Cointext. Very few people have smartphones or cellular data in Bangladesh. Cointext enables basic feature phones to access international currencies like Bitcoin using SMS. Yeah. They only had 21% mobile phone penetration, and only 5.4 smartphone penetration and in Bangladesh. Yeah, so very low. They just need, and so basically Cointex allows anyone with a mobile phone and a cell signal to transact cryptocurrency now have the ability to move value from one phone to another without internet or the friction of opening bank accounts. Again, this is so key because then basically you're saying you're allowing these people, right, to access all these capital markets, right? Because by having this, right, they can even go to a global world to actually raise funds, right? Just example, right? Imagine they can actually using cryptocurrency, they can actually borrow from 100,000 people around the world just at $1 each, and then they will have USD $100,000 to fund their business venture or their agricultural projects, or just like textile is huge in Bangladesh. So this can be such such empowerment feature for these people, right? Yeah. Okay, let's move on. Coinbase, in as part of its 12 days good news, right now on its 8th day, they have actually announced something called Convert. What it does is basically it allows a direct crypto conversion. So that means instead of using fiat, right, as long as you have major cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, you can now convert on Coinbase to Ethereum, to Litecoin, to Zcoin, and BCH, Bitcoin Cash. So some of the major coins, you can just convert like that. Of course, it's at lower fees and faster transactions as well. So this is one of those good news that they are featuring as part of 12 days. And it's quite interesting that they are now announcing as part of this, right? It's almost like year-end presents, right, for the people. And of course, they are a bit slow, right? Because we already have a lot of major exchanges, Binance, Shapeshift, right? A lot of Change Alley, a lot of players out there are already offering, right, this crypto to crypto kind of conversion, right? Crypto to crypto kind of exchange. Yeah. So it's not new for the industry, but it's definitely something new for Coinbase. They're just making their offerings much more complete now. Yeah. This is another very important news because Malta is going to get a blockchain bank, and I think this is only the second one after the Switzerland one that has been announced. Again, this is going to be start to operate only mid next year. But what is interesting is again basically, so this bank they have now gotten the approval and all that. So what they will do is that basically this bank will target specifically companies, corporations, and rich individuals to deal in cryptocurrencies. So what is so useful? The name is RNF Finance Limited. So the implication is that basically because a lot of players, a lot of cryptocurrency exchange and like funds and all that, they will not, or they're very difficult to get access to normal banking services from the traditional banks. Yeah. So there is a need and there is a place definitely for banks like this that are dedicated for crypto, services or crypto space. Yeah. That's what they're going to do. But note that, right, so let me just quote them. The banks are engaged into 4 main business streams, offer banking services to corporates, lending, private banking, and wealth management. We're targeting bank corporates and private clients, and the mentality will be that no industries are vetted beforehand, but each application will be treated on a case-by-case basis. Now, it is very interesting that now, so I understand why they're targeting the corporations, right, and companies. That totally makes sense because, cryptocurrency like players, most of the blockchain companies or the crypto exchange, they really have, very limited choice when it comes to normal banking or lending and all that, right? But they're also just targeting rich individuals, private banking, wealth management. Now, so this go back to the point where, it is seemingly going that way, and it's kind of clear already that, Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies are really going again to be for the rich people. Again, unfortunately, this is so sad, but it wasn't meant to be that way. It was designed to be the money of the people. But again, the facts is on the table, right? I mean, the retail investors led the rally in late 2017, early 2018. That was the peak, at 20,000 Bitcoin. But ever since then, prices have crashed, right? And all the weekends, all the retail investors, most of them have been shaken off. And now is really the rich people who are buying, and prices are not yet reflected, largely because they're buying over OTC, over the counter market, and we'll show that later in another news that recently support that again. But also, institutions are coming, right? And they are most likely, in fact, I think they already, they are already buying, right? Yeah, so again, unfortunately, this is one of those things that, again, the rich will get richer. Yeah. Malaysia files criminal charges against Goldman Sachs. Now, this is interesting news. At first, I was like, what has this got to do with Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies? The thing is this, this was related to the former prime minister in Malaysia, which was very famous because, he has basically embezzled $7 billion US, right? And one of the banks that facilitated the transfers was none other than Goldman Sachs. Yeah, so now the new government, right, they really want to clean up the system. That was the major reason, the major factor behind their victory, really, because the opposition, for the first time in history of Malaysia, is able to overturn the incumbent party. And they are really very hard-headed. They really want to clean up the system, and now they are going to really file this case, and basically they want to sue, right, Goldman Sachs. Yeah. Now, the thing is this, then why is this significant for cryptocurrencies? Because at a time when some are calling for aggressive regulation of cryptocurrencies, this case illustrates the potential that exists for blockchain technology and cryptocurrency systems to create a positive disruption within the existing banking paradigm, which permits or even encourages theft and inefficiency through opaque processes and transparent practices. What it means is basically that if cryptocurrency, blockchain technology that allows for transparencies has been in place, right, it will be very hard, right, for Goldman Sachs to basically facilitate such a transaction, yeah, without knowing, or it will be very easy now, right, for anyone to track back where was the trail of those transactions, basically. So this means that this is a very important use case, right, for cryptocurrencies, again, is to prevent corrupt politicians, right, from actually doing whatever they like. It's basically what I want to say. Next up, again, right, Bitcoin are more and more nowadays in Forbes news. And again, as if you have followed me on previous episodes, basically Forbes are really targeting the billionaires, right? And yeah, who reads Forbes, right? Not normal people like you and me, but really it's the billionaires who subscribe to them, right? Who buy their newspapers. And now and then, right, every time, a few weeks ago, they have just come with an article that says, it's the trade of the decade to actually buy a basket of top cryptocurrencies, and Bitcoin being the major one in there, right? And now they basically want to even highlight, it's very interesting, that Forbes is highlighting increase in prices of Bitcoin, and especially Bitcoin. Bitcoin encounters strong support, climbing close to 12%, yeah. Basically, it said, these gains are driven by technical developments after threatening to drop below the support of 3,000 level twice for the first time in 2 weeks. Bitcoin showed a strong move higher with solid volume. It's probably people like this who are buying, But basically, it's summarized by saying that while it's best to be cautious, this move higher from key level is definitely worth watching closely. Yeah. So basically, my take is that basically, I think it's already the rich people, the billionaires who read Forbes have already bought into cryptocurrencies, especially Bitcoin, and they are now, that's why it is important to actually highlight the price movement to actually this audience, is what my take about it. Yeah. Patreon censorship is bad for free speech but good for Bitcoin. Now, this news, again, the quick summary is basically that Patreon is a crowdfunding platform, right? But it also allows a lot of original content creators like myself to actually be on there to actually share their thoughts and all that, and then they get paid, basically. Now, very recently, they have how do I say, they have been banning people basically from being on their platform, and they have just cut people off like that, and then killing the main source of income of the particular person that we're going to talk to shortly. And basically then basically is saying that it is in such platform where censorship is possible that you need to really have the alternative like Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, because Bitcoin cannot be censored, right? And so who else can censor you? PayPal, Stripe can actually stop someone from receiving payment, and they will literally cut you off. And what will happen is that then you have to go for alternative to say that I have to accept Bitcoin, because then you can pay in Bitcoin for someone who actually offers services that people still want, but then there's no way to actually transact. What do you do? So now there's a very credible alternative, right? That even Bitcoin and many others as well, right? Yeah, so that is very powerful again, right? Making so much use cases for Bitcoin. So that's why I said today is like almost almost like a confluence, of great news, for the long-term future, long-term fundamental development of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. A fresh one has opened in a culture war, and this time money is in the blade. Recent days, a number of prominent YouTubers and other content creators have abandoned the crowdfunding platform Patreon in protest at the deplatforming of Sagan of Aka Carl Benjamin. Benjamin has over 800,000 subscribers and debunks social justice talking points, was removed from the crowdfunding site without warning, erasing his primary source of income overnight. Yeah. So hence he's going to, of course he has no choice but to abandon this, right? But then what happens that he is going to an alternative platform called Subscribester, right, which vowed not to ban the mob rule, right? But shortly after, however, Subscribester was crippled by an announcement that it could no longer offer PayPal to its user base at the payment processor's insistence. That's why you see PayPal and Stripe are basically also, they have to bend to the government's whims, and that's why when the government thinks that someone cannot speak certain things, they will have PayPal and Stripe to actually ban the person. So then, right, the only choice then to have is really then you have to go to alternatives. And now, for once in history, you do have a great alternatives like Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Yeah. And lastly, just want to end it, on that traditional investors shift to over-the-counter Bitcoin markets. So this again, just a latest research firm, Dia, has found that institutional investors have shifted towards high liquidity over-the-counter physical Bitcoin market. So basically, this just goes to show that they are really buying. Yeah. And just want to highlight here, in 2018, Coinbase reportedly saw a 20% increase in Bitcoin trading volume during OTC markets hours, while GBTC, which is basically the Grayscale Digital, they saw a 35% drop in volumes compared to the same period in 2017. Grayscale, what theirs is actually a fund, but whereas Coinbase, theirs is actually over the counter trades. That means, and basically, the significance of this news is really institutions now, they really want the physical Bitcoins rather than just holding the funds that follow or track the pricing movement of Bitcoins, right? So because of this, right, sooner or later it will have a movement in the overall market because there's only so much physical Bitcoins available. That's what my opinion really. So that's all I have today. I hope everyone have a great day. Yeah, and wherever you are, hope you have a great day and God bless. Thank you so much for watching. And if you could again, please let me know what you like to watch, what you don't like to watch. Right? Yes, and thank you again for watching. Hope you